I hope you guys are ready for this. From American Military News, report Hamas calls for global jihad, invasion of Israel, and attacks on Jews worldwide on October 13th. American Military News is NewsGuard certified 100 out of 100, if that means anything to you. And they say a leading and founding member of Hamas, Khalid Mashal, reportedly called for a global jihad on Tuesday, asking Muslims around the world to target people of Israel on Friday, October 13th. Video of Mashal's reported call to violence was posted on YouTube and remains up on the platform as of Wednesday at 10 a.m. According to a translation and analysis of the video by author Brother Rashid, Mashal referred to his proposed day of anger as the Friday of the Al-Aqsa flood, which will send a message of rage to the Zionists and to America. Okay, so, I'm kind of worried.
Well, they
showed their numbers. They showed their numbers this week. How many are in this country?
Yeah, I was going to say, should we talk about our sweet border policy?
Yeah.
How many? Do we know how many Hamas individuals are in the United States?
No, I was saying with the rallies, with the people who
right.
No, we saw, that there are plenty of people out there that are happy to commit violence. So I live in New York City, so that's obviously a prime target if people want to do this. So under our last mayor, and I doubt that the current one, Mayor Nightlife, has changed this. And I talked to cops about this actually for my last book. The entire NYPD anti-terrorism unit was directed to only focus on white supremacy, lone wolf white supremacist terrorists under de Blasio, and I'm sure it's probably still the same. And even cops I was talking to at the time were like, yeah, it doesn't exist. Like, they're mythical creatures. There's no white supremacist terrorists in New York City. This one cop I spoke to was saying they send the NYPD terrorism unit to go train with the FBI. And even the FBI guys were like, yeah, no, it's Islam. This was a couple years ago. Like, don't listen to what they're teaching you. But still, they took all resources away from Islam, even though since 9/11, there'd been something like a dozen either successful or thwarted terrorist attacks in New York City. So is the NYPD prepared? I mean, I haven't heard
I don't think so.
Mayor Nightlife say anything about the anti-terrorism unit and what they're doing.
I don't think it's just going to be New York. I mean, New York's a big target, but
yeah,
this is the concern. Look, Kevin McCarthy and Ron DeSantis both pointed this out. Whether you like any of them or not. Okay, our southern border is so extremely porous, and we know that several hundred every year, and now more. It's gone substantially higher, are on the terror watch list. I don't know if you want to trust this stuff or trust our intel agencies or any of this. I'm just saying, like, our border is open. Okay. And there are people coming through who are not from South America. There are people from China coming through. No joke. There are people from Africa coming through. And of course, there are people from the Middle East coming through. So if Hamas is trying to bring in sleeper cells, they've been able to do it for some time under the Biden administration. When they then say, we're going to send a message to Israel and the United States, I have concerns about what that may be. And it's the one time I hope our law enforcement can do a good job of something instead of just framing, rednecks for trying to kidnap people.
I always hope they can do a good job, but they just don't always do a good job. I mean, the border crisis is something that has been an open issue, and we know that other countries are not going to say, oh, well, America seems to be struggling to work this issue out, so we'll just let them. We won't send anybody. We're not going to take advantage of it. We have no idea what's in this, what the issues we have wrought for our country are because we have left our border so porous for so long, and the Biden administration did nothing to stop this. So hopefully, everything's fine on Friday. Hopefully nothing happens. But if anything happens, we should look directly to the Biden administration.
Oh, did you see the Air Canada pilot?
He got fired.
Yeah.
What happened?
He was just posting. What was he posting? Signs in support of Palestine. And
pro-Palestine, and like people were saying, like he was so radical in his speech. They were saying Jewish people should feel scared to fly with him, and he was put on leave. And then I'll send you a link to it.
That's the thing, because you can be pro-Palestine and pro-Israel. I want coexistence. I understand the violence has gotten to a point where the vengeance is on people's minds, but that doesn't mean you can't support both of their rights and divine interventions to survive.
There are Arab Israelis that live in Israel. So I mean, the issue seems to be more so religious and
I get the vibe it's not. I was talking to Serge about this before the shows. He made a claim that it was, I mentioned this, that it was about Zionism. And he didn't really mention Judaism and wicked Christians, not Christians themselves, ones that purport to be Christian. And like the Zionism is the idea of creating an Israeli state, a political state in that area of the world. It has nothing to do with the religion. I mean, you could argue then that all Jews are from Israel. Judah's father was Jacob Israel, so they're all descended from Israel. But that doesn't mean that every Israeli is Jewish, because Israel had a lot of sons. So
there's a lot of Orthodox Hasidic Jews. I don't know if they're actually Hasidic. They look Hasidic, and I've seen them protesting in New York before that are really anti-Israel, like they're super against the Israeli state.
Yeah.
for religious reasons. I don't believe that it's. I can't get into the exact theology, but yeah.
There's a lot of stances. I mean, you can be pro-Palestine, you can be pro-Israel, you can be pro-Jewish, you can be anti-Jewish. So there's a lot of things that go into this. It's not just like as simple as like that's what Ryan Long jokes about. It's not just one side other thing. Like he says, I've had all the stances. It's like it's not as simple as that. With this.
I'm pro-Abraham. And Abraham spoke to God. That dude was legit, and he had an awesome family. His kids were badasses, and they spawned great tribes of people. So if we can stay focused on that guy, I mean, we have something in common.
Everybody wants control over the Holy Land.
Yeah. So that's what it's been over
reading
thousands of years.
Forward.com wrote about the Red Heifer.
Yeah.
And so apparently, beginning of September, I'll give you a really quick simple version because I don't want to talk too much about it, but the general idea is that this is a symbol of like the Messianic era returning or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's just Christians and Jews tend to be aligned in a lot of ways as to what they expect to happen and what they want to happen. And so that's why there's coexistence, whereas Islam is more so at odds, which is a large portion of the conflict.
I was listening to the Quran last night. I've been doing like 30 minutes of it at night or something like that, and they were talking about Ishmael, who is son of Abraham, and he's descended from Ishmael come the tribe of Islam. But he's like hanging out with his dad, and they're just talking, and I started to feel like I was there with them. It was wild, man. Like, you start to feel like you're part of that tribe when you listen to the stories. And I imagine it's the same with his brother, with Isaac. I haven't listened to a lot of what Isaac did with his dad, but like, I understand the pride of being related to that and to know and to be able to track back your dynasty to the people. Because those dudes were like, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was like the strain of the environment that made them listen to God, like under great tension. You have no other choice. You start to hear it. Or like if you're starving, then there's a better chance you're going to hear it because you're not clouded.
What should regular people do, right? Don't panic. But are people paying attention to this stuff? I'm worried about what could or may happen. Yeah. I think Israel is going to be on high alert, obviously, and this could be this statement this guy put out is escalation, and that's just bad, outright. Mm-hmm. But if there's already ongoing attacks, there's already rocket attacks. If something happens in the United States, man, I don't want to see the U.S. get involved in another, conflict. But it looks like that's where we're going, right? With special operations being offered up to Israel. And you've already got a bunch of politicians calling for direct support, more funding, more aid.
But now, and war with Iran.
Right.
Yep.
This is making me think of Putin. He made a statement, and there's a video of it. Jackson Hinkle tweeted it out, and he's basically saying, if men decide to fight, let them fight. Leave the women and children alone. He's in a bad place right now, and I'm not the greatest guy on earth.
Even Putin standing with
Putin's
Israelis like, you can't do this. What are you doing?
We wanted some land. Let's go easy. Not that he didn't make life good for the Ukrainians the last few years, but you could say that maybe other people were involved in it.
I think it's morale crushing. I think no matter who you are as a leader, like let's say there's the red faction and the blue faction, and they're at war. Everyone as human beings have similar desires and understandings, and despises seeing women and children killed.
Yeah. This is the
problem. Not every person, but of civilized countries. Like obviously we're at odds with Russia and China, but you will demoralize your fighters if you're actively saying go out there and kill kids. They're going to be like, man, I don't want to fight anymore. Yep. Like it's just you're not fighting for anything you can recognize.
Yep.
Yeah, they gotta trick themselves into thinking that the enemy is like a rat, is like not a human.
Mm-hmm. But even then, targeting children is going to be extremely difficult.
It's kind of like a rat's nest. Like you don't spare the baby rats, you just take it out.
Right, but my point is, in a civilized country, in like a modern developed nation, I should say, don't necessarily mean civilized. I don't know, but in like Russia, for instance. If Putin goes to his troops and says, yes, what happened in Israel, we're for it, he's going to demoralize his men.
Yeah. I don't think Russia's the bad guy they've been made out to be.
It's like the reason why we have these like war crimes and these laws is because we're kind of like, dude, we might fight, but leave the kids out of it. And then we have that hope that the other faction may respect not killing the children. Right. But then, one of the things we've learned consistently in the Middle East is kids are not spared. Mm-mm. I was talking to some dudes a while ago in the army who had been deployed, and they said the scary thing is, imagine you're in a convoy, you're in a truck, and you're delivering supplies, and then all of a sudden a little kid walks out into the middle of the road. What do?
Gotta shoot him. In the military, and the kid has strapped a bomb to his chest.
Exactly, and the kid could have a bomb. You don't know. What do you do?
I'm like, enemy combatant.
You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Don't have the answers. It's like that's the difficult thing you're dealing with when you're over there. is they will use children.
They did in Vietnam too. I mean, it's probably an act of desperation. You know, when the Vietnamese, they were living underground because the carpet bombs were so intense. So they would send kids walking into camp with a basket.
I don't think it's desperation so much as determination to win at all costs. I think they are willing to sacrifice for that. I mean, that is something that they, if you believe your cause is the most important thing you could ever achieve in your life, then what is the bar? Where is the line? Why wouldn't you send children to it? Because then they are ultimately serving this great cause.
I just got a little, Cassandra just hit me up that the Biden White House has walked back the baby comment.
What? Really?
This is tweeted out from, we're going to have to look
Where's
at this. Evan Hill, at Evan Hill. Clarification from the White House regarding Biden's remarks. I've been doing this a long time, Biden said of the White House. I never thought I'd see, baby. I never really thought I would see.
Oh, man. I see. This is why I say you got to be skeptical. Don't trust Joe Biden. Washington Post has the story.
What?
Yeah, that's amazing. Let me, what is this? It just jumped. Let's say,
Biden.
No. Where's like he's got a screenshot here. Clarification from the White House regarding Biden's remarks. A White House spokesperson later clarified that U.S. officials and the president have not seen pictures or confirmed such reports independently. The president based his comments about the alleged atrocities on the claims from Netanyahu's spokesman and media reports from Israel, according to the White House.
But he said he saw them.
Yes,
and that he confirmed that they were real.
Yes, saw, confirmed.
And then when you click the link to the article,
here's what he said.
I never really thought that I would see and have confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children. I never thought I'd...
Hey, we all knew Joe Biden was a scumbag.
But wait, he didn't say he did. He just said, I never thought I would.
I never thought I would
see and have confirmed pictures of terrorists.
Maybe he's more clever than we thought.
Yeah.
He read the script.
Yep. Weasel words. Yeah. Assumptive language where, you're right, he didn't say he saw it.
Yeah, I didn't say
He said he never thought he would.
And he didn't, so he's good.
But the implication is, of course, that you did see it. You're saying, I never thought I would.
Especially with this big emotional pause. Like he's so overcome by his emotion, he can't finish his sentence.
Yeah.
When I go to the Washington Post link, I just get a dead link. It's not taking me to the story. Did they delete the story?
No, I think they're updating.
Oh.
So
it is updating, but I'm not seeing what this guy screen grabbed is not appearing on Washington Post.
Washington Post has now removed it because the White House has had to walk back their walk back.
Jeez, what's real, man? This could be a fake debunking.
Right.
Yeah. Who knows?
But he never said that he saw it.
That clip does not appear in the article. So this screenshot from Evan Hill, who is a Washington Post visual and forensic investigations at WAPO, whatever this link is not what he posted. So I don't know where this is coming from. So I don't know.
Man.
No idea.
Yeah, well, let's stand on Biden's words. He never thought he would see it, and that's all he said. So as far as I know, he never saw it. He never claimed to have seen it. He never thought he would confirm that. I have no information. He never said that he did confirm it.
It's not good, though, that the leader of our country is being so ambiguous in his speech in a way that could potentially be seen as inflammatory and calling for more intervention on the U.S. Like, it's not okay that it's not clear. This is a time when we need clarity. He is supposed to offer this to the American people, and he's not.
Yeah, he just wants to be on the right side of history, you know? So,
like Ryan Long.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't really know what statement he's supposed to put up yet. He's waiting to hear.
All I can say is right now, this tweet from Evan Hill to the Washington Post, I'm not seeing corroborated anywhere else. In fact, all of the most recent stories from the past few minutes just show Biden's quotes of him saying, implying that he had seen it. So that Washington Post link is dead. So I don't know what he's posting. So I assume it is. This is what I was saying. I'm skeptical. I'm not about to start trusting Joe Biden. Right? There you go.
Wow. Did they run it as if he said that he saw? They ran the article that we read earlier.
Dude, look at this. NBC was it NBC News? Biden says
he saw.
He saw photos.
That. He said that he couldn't. He didn't think he ever would. That's all he said.
I never really thought that I would see and have confirmed pictures of terrorists beheading children. All right, hey, look, if you want to get to Joe Biden,
a line you would never say unless you didn't want people to think that you did see it.
I think to actually verify. I think to verify what he said, you'd need the 2 minutes leading up to the statement.
I never thought I would see a video of Joe Biden mercilessly beating a child.
I never thought I would confirm it either.
Yeah, I never thought I would see it or confirm it. Yeah,
you can't sue me, Joe. I never said I saw a video of it.
You said you never thought you'd see one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
This is the beginning, man. This is the future of warfare. Is your mind
future, man?
If they can get
it's
you
happening
to,
right now.
to turn on your neighbors, like that's the best way to win is
Alex
to get your
Jones
enemy to turn on
the
itself.
curve. Infowars. We need Infowars.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Yeah, it's weird.
These are wild times, man. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.